It's no secret that Feadship are considered to be one of the greatest yacht builders in the world. Even their competing yacht builders say that they aspire to achieving Feadship quality. That's some accolade. So when a Feadship becomes available for sale, such as this one, which is called Go, I actually get quite excited at the opportunity to show her to you. And this is a very special video because it's also the first video we're publishing in collaboration with Fraser Yachts. So it's an opportunity not just to present you to an extraordinary yacht, but also to an extraordinary yacht broker, David.legrand. Now, David is undoubtedly one of the most knowledgeable and experienced yacht brokers with Fraser Yachts.
Thank you for the compliment, very much.
What about that for an introduction?
Oh God, I have to keep up to the task.
So the first thing to say about Go is that she was born a Feadship SL39.
Correct. She was born as a SL39. I think it's one of the last actually of the series. They had made two series, SL39 and the F45. And this owner, the current one actually, bought it at the shipyard as a SL39. He loved the vessel because she had this, she's a very beamy vessel, 9.10 meters by beam and then 39 meters, he liked it. But then he felt that the deck was a little bit too small. Then he asked Feadship what they could do, and Feadship then, and the owner proposed an extension. And for a modification, because at the end of the day, it's an extension, but they have literally rebuild the aft of the vessels to make it what it is today, a 43-meter Feadship.
So she's an SL39 that's actually 43.
It's a custom Feadship because Feadship always build custom boats, and now we can say that it is almost a custom 43-meter by Feadship.
It's unique.
It is unique, yeah, indeed.
And I think it's important for the benefit of viewers who may feel that extending a yacht is a bit like chopping a car in half and trying to extend it. That's not the way it works with a yacht, is it?
No, it is actually, there's much more engineering involved. First you have to study what the owner wants, and in these cases he wanted much more deck spaces, a bigger garage. And so you study, you do the engineering, and then you are basically building when the vessel is not at the yard yet, you're building the structure, and then the boat comes, we start cutting, and then we are doing the connection. So it is a massive work, because basically you're rebuilding a part of the bus.
And then you have an independent classification society inspecting the work, doing the stability tests, making sure that it's seaworthy, and certifying.
Absolutely, really you add weight, you add a lot of elements, and the classification society has to approve the drawings, and obviously Feadship knows what they're doing. They build it and they did the modification, so it is a Feadship 100%.
And actually, the benefits of those extra 4 meters.
Well, we are experiencing it as we speak now. We are into an elevated places. This area here is elevated. So it's part of the extension that gives more room in the beach club, but also give us a better view on the sea, because as you can see, we're slightly above the handrail. This is what the owner wanted. He always wanted to have an easy view to the sea from the deck of his boat.
I actually like that feature. There's something psychological about stepping up onto the platform.
Yeah,
you kind of feel special that you've got this great view.
Indeed, a bit on stage, I would say.
But also I like the fact that it divides the area so that if we were backing into a marina right now, the crew could deal with the lines without...
You will not be disturbed.
You wouldn't be disturbed.
Absolutely not. Yeah, this is the idea.
So let's take a look around the inside.
With pleasure. Please, David. So this is the main saloon.
This is very elegant, I think.
Yeah, elegant and very comfortable. And as you will see throughout the vessel, the idea of Go was to have a vessel which is, we can enjoy as much of the outside as we can enjoy the inside. So all the connectivity with the sea is very important to the owner. And that vessel is providing, this Go provides this sort of feeling that we have when we sit on the sofa. We have, thanks to these big windows, always this connectivity with the outside.
Actually, every window almost looks like a painting of the sea.
Yeah, this is why he's using the vessel so much. He spent a lot of time on board. Yeah. And again, we have said that many times, but it's really this kind of concept of house on the sea. It's sort of a beach house concept. Yeah. Here we really have the full feeling of it.
Yeah, but also here, you really notice the beam of the yachts, because the side decks are fairly wide. But what do you say the beam was?
9.10. Yes, it's a very beamy vessels, voluminous vessels for the size. Yeah. It was no surprise. It was a success story when they were actually launched.
Yeah, and actually, you mentioned to me earlier about a berth in Saint-Tropez. What was the
Oh no, yeah, because this, the owner also liked to have his vessels turned to the famous Sennequier. I guess a lot of people we know the Sennequier restaurant, and you need to actually, it's limited to a certain size, and with this beam and this volume inside, it has the capacity of going stern to in front of Sennequier, and on board Go you could actually have the feeling of in the volume of a 50 meter, which could not go there, yeah, and have a Go right there at the front of Sennequier. So the comfort of a 50 meters, but on 43 meter.
And you and I both know how much owners want to be in Saint-Tropez.
Yeah. But with Go, you could be in Saint-Tropez, you could be in Portofino, which we are actually today, yeah, as you could be in the Caribbean. That vessel has been many times in the Caribbean as well.
Yeah, it's a great thought, though, that probably one of the most prestigious berths in the world, this is about the largest yacht you could possibly get on that berth.
Yes. Obviously, there is always some exceptions, but this is the biggest vessels that can get there, and actually that the people that manage the port will accept.
Yeah.
But the beam and the volume we have actually answers a lot of the need of owners that actually would like to have the boat that can go there, but still give them the comfort of a larger vessel.
Yeah. In Saint-Tropez, we both know at certain times of the year, it doesn't matter how rich you are, you just can't get in.
Exactly, yeah. You have to be alongside or eventually at anchor if you're too big.
That's right. And some yacht owners find it hard to wrap their heads around that because they're like, yeah, but I'm worth 10 billion. Surely if I pay enough, but Saint-Tropez...
No. You have to follow the rules. It's by size.
Yeah. Excellent. I like this area, by the way, the dining area. In your experience with your clients, how often is this being used on the yacht?
Well, it actually will be used for... You'll be surprised, okay, dinner, but also for business meeting. And then you will see people actually having business. The owner actually has some business meeting here. It's a very quiet area. And then most of the time, the guests will go upstairs, as we will see later on, where there is also, it's another dining table, another lounge area. This is more formal, and business meeting or business dinner or business lunch. And this is basically how it is used, with a direct access to the Galley, which is very, very practical and very easy. And again, there's beautiful view. So everywhere you go and you sit on Go, they will always have a view to the outside and to the sea.
We've been doing some filming in the Caribbean lately, and we've been plagued with bad weather. And every time I thought, if I was the yacht owner and it's pouring down with rain, I'd be so disappointed. But at least you've got somewhere beautiful you can sit and eat.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, it's absolutely. And it's not, as you see, we can sit here, we feel that the flow is very, very nice.
Yeah.
There is not at all, it's not a cramped interior. And again, we are into a 39 born vessel, but the feel is exactly what you would expect on a 45 meter. And then we have a 43 meter Feadship here.
Now, I'm guessing that the owner's stateroom will be
this way.
This door.
Yep,
I'll
absolutely.
follow you.
So you press the little button, and there is the foyer, which distribute the several areas of the vessel, the guest accommodation, and the access to the sky lounge and the bridge.
Teak floor.
Yes, again, it's the spirit of this vessel was to have this sort of beach house feel very close to or down to earth, natural, and a vessel that actually would be very welcoming, easy to use, and that you want to stay a long time on board. This is not a vessel where you're going to spend a week and then you go. It's a vessel when you come on board, you want to stay.
Yeah, and it's practical too, because I guess guests will arrive, the crew will have their suitcases, they come in here, they take some suitcases down, some through to the master.
Precisely, and they have these side doors, which are very practical, and then they actually have access from the aft and access from the side. So then the crew can actually, exactly as you said, unload the luggage and then will not disturb the guest.
But this is what I've been looking forward to seeing.
Let's
this
go
is
forward
the
to the
owner's stateroom.
Now we are getting into, it's a masterpiece, I have to say. I mean, the master cabin is something which, well, this tells a lot. We have throughout this vessel and this cabin, the huge windows. From everywhere you look, you will always see the sea. And from your bed, from the sofas, from your little vanity, and from the office. And this is what the owner wanted.
This is magnificent. To be able to wake up in the morning and look out and see that, or see this. And they've used the full beam because there's no side decks.
Correct. This is a full beam cabin, master cabin. And again, in this master cabin, you have not only the office, the sofa arrangements, you have also full walking wardrobes and fully equipped bathrooms with a tub.
Tub and a shower.
Indeed, indeed.
Let's just take a look at the size of the shower.
Okay.
But the size of this is two people forging the Fraser Yachts relationship. But you made also an interesting point to me earlier about the door. Do you want to show me that?
Yes.
Because that really struck me as a very good point.
Well, that will give you a bit of an understanding of what sort of boat we are in. You know, this is what most of the boat you will actually go to and buy will be the thickness of the door. Here, look at the door when Feadship builds a boat. Everything is like this. It's about being solid, very well engineered, and we're talking of a vessel that was built in 2010, and everything is absolutely like new.
Yeah, I think I was telling you earlier we were in a Feadship in the port of Monaco, and you and I both know how noisy Monaco is. There's
Yes.
traffic, there's building work going on, and we were in a Feadship once, and a colleague of mine said, "Listen to that," and I said, "What?" Silence. You close the door on a Feadship, and you don't hear anything outside.
That's the magic of the Feadships.
And when we talk about quality, you know, anybody can say something's high quality because it looks flash, but when you've got the engines running silently, no vibration, total silence on board, stability, that's luxury. That's
Indeed.
really quality yacht building.
Indeed, but this is what you actually are going to buy a Feadship. If you want that extra comfort, that extra silence, that extra little plus that makes that vessel so unique.
Yeah.
And then that's only available on this sort of construction and obviously shipyard.
Let's see how the other guests are treated.
So we're now going to the guest area through, as you can notice, a beautiful staircase, which you would normally see on a much larger vessel. It's a beautiful piece of art.
Actually, I'm glad that you said that, because it's so easy to go down the staircase into the stateroom without taking a moment to look up.
Indeed. Well, and that actually leads to a very big foyer that distributes 4 equal size guest area, which has their own particularity, which we will talk in a minute.
Let's take a look. Let's start in this cabin here.
Go is 4 guest cabin, 2 double and 2 twin, but they also could be converted into 2 suites. The cabins can be, thanks to this partition, if you open the partition, this cabin becomes a full beam suite. And the beds become sofas. And this is a very specific feature of these Feadship Go, is that you can actually modify the layout of the cabin as you wish, which is very, very rare.
Yeah, that's fantastic. If you've got little children and grandchildren, they can sleep here, you can sleep there. Particularly when they're little, you don't want them too far away. So that's nice.
Of course. And obviously you can put the bed together. If you want to have another double, you can make this entire arrangements as 4 double.
Beautiful. As a matter of fact, we see that in its alternative layouts
On the other side of the vessel.
Let's take a look.
So here we see the double beds as it is prepared. And then on the other side, you will see the setup when it is arranged as a kind of lounge saloon, which you can actually have children here watching TV. And
so for the crew, how long would it take for them to put it on this setup?
Few minutes.
It's as quick as that?
Yeah, yes.
So this pulls around?
Yeah, like guests will ask, I would like my kids to have to watch a movie or something here. Then the crew in a few minutes will just set it up and it's done. So from a cabin to a lounge.
And obviously every cabin has its own ensuite bathroom.
Obviously a shower and ensuite bathroom.
And actually the finishing was just as good as the master.
It's the exact same finishing. It's the same quality, the same finishing, the same soundproof. Everything here is extremely quiet. I mean, we are running on engine and generator right now.
Yeah.
So you can hear everything.
Total silence.
So that's the charms of, again, the Feadship.
Yeah. So this is pretty much a repeat of...
Yeah, this is a repeat, and this is the partitions. When you close them, you have your own, absolutely own cabin on each side, and nobody can hear anything on each side.
And I know people are always interested in wardrobe space.
Yeah, there's a generous wardrobe spaces in each space. And there's one here, and each cabin has its own wardrobe and its own, as you mentioned, bathrooms and shower.
We mentioned this earlier, that one of the things that the Dutch do, Feadship particularly, is just that simple elegance. Don't overcomplicate things, do it well. And this is a simple layout, but very functional.
What else do you need? Actually,
Yeah.
you know, five cabin vessels on a 43 meter, and 5 cabin that can become 3 huge suites.
Yeah.
You know, that's very rare and fine on boats.
Yeah. Sometimes you see people will put the bed on a diagonal angle because it has more wow factor, but actually you get more space to walk around this way.
It's a boat. It's actually designed to go and to live on board. So it's not a vessel just to show good on boat show. It is a yacht that is supposedly going to be owned and to be cruised long distances and for a long time.
Now, the part I've been really excited to show to viewers is on the bridge deck. So let's take a look.
Let's have a look there. And we are now at the Sky Lounge level. This is obviously
Oh my word, this is something
the wow
else.
effect.
You know, you said at the beginning of the day, I really want to show people the amount of light that comes in to the yacht. Here, it's astonishing, isn't it?
And again, this concept of inside, outside living areas. We have here a Sky Lounge, which is very generous in size, big windows, almost ceiling to floor. And we can see when we're going to go out, these huge doors that opens entirely and give an amazing view to the outside deck space.
This, for me, is the biggest wow factor on the whole yacht. And when the owner took delivery after the extension, he must have thought to himself, if I had any doubts before, I have no doubts now.
He told me many times that is actually, for him, this is the areas that he uses the most for dinner, and he loves his alfresco dining down there. You know, it's very sheltered.
And I love the fact that they position the bar here so that it's practical. You've got a lovely wine fridge here. You get everything ready here, served at the table.
Again, the efficiency of the design, of the way it is actually laid out, the way it is laid out, the quality of the finish, the quality of the fabrics. Remember, this is all built and designed by Feadship. And obviously the design of the interior was done by Sinot, famous interior designer. And but it was conceptually done for a usage of, again, inside, outside pleasure and comfort. And this is what he wanted.
Oh, it's wonderful. But this, it's almost like it's drawing you out to go onto the deck, isn't it? It's impossible to stay inside.
No, this is it. You know, when you're there, you feel that you are enjoying. It's actually an extension of the interior, or the exterior is an extension of the interior, and that makes it so attractive.
So give me an idea of what it was like before. Where would this deck have ended?
Well, it would have ended here, around this area here.
At the end of the steps?
Yeah, here, about here. And then this entire area here was extended. Yeah. But you can't see anything, because obviously it's perfectly done. Where the modification, what was all the improvements, was these protection on the side. They only wanted to have the ability to have a dinner here or a breakfast eventually sheltered from the wind at any position, harbor or anchor. And basically this is what he obtained.
Yeah. And yet you don't feel enclosed.
No.
You're protected, but you're not enclosed.
Precisely. And that's pretty rare to find on a boat of 43 meter.
Yeah, this deck is magnificent.
And you can see for the vessel, which is obviously extremely well maintained, the owner spare no expenses, I mean, in keeping the vessels, but the way it is laid out, the way it is kept, his boat is black.
Remind me again, what year was this?
She was built in 2010, extended in 2015, and constantly maintained.
Honestly, it's like a new yacht. It's like a new yacht. Mm-hmm. It really is. If Feadship brought this to the Monaco Boat Show this year as a new model, nobody would be surprised.
No, they, absolutely. And they will be very proud, actually, to do it, I'm sure.
I think so, yeah. But we haven't even finished, because we have the Sundeck up here, which we haven't looked at yet. Absolutely.
Thank you. And we're now reaching the Sundeck that has all what you would expect on a large Sundeck. Again, the length of it is pretty impressive. You have your jacuzzi, you have your lounge area, and then you have your little sitting tables. And
so is this part of the extension too, I guess?
Yes, absolutely. It was also extended. And so all the decks were extended, but in the proportion kept. So I think here the extension was about 2 meters. And here you have everything you need on a Sundeck.
Tell me, when Feadship delivered this, I bet they thought we should have done it this way in the first place, didn't they?
Yeah, well, I will not talk for them, but I guess that they are very happy with the result, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
It would be very interesting to get the owner of an SL39 to come on this. I think they'd be green with envy if they saw the extra little changes made.
I say that it's from the first from an extension, and from it looks like it should have been born like this.
Yes.
She's perfectly balanced now.
Yeah. And did it? I haven't asked you this before, but obviously that's a hull extension. What sort of effect did that have on the range or the speed, if any? Did it?
It will make it a better boat at sea, because as the longer you get, obviously,
Yeah.
the better in terms of consumptions. She didn't have a huge effect altogether, but it's the extension will give a little bit more floatability. Therefore, the vessels will have a little bit less consumption, and it's a little bit better.
Yeah, length of waterline is always going to be a good thing. Now, you may be surprised that viewers of the YouTube channel, one of the things they especially like to see is the crew accommodation in the crew areas. So, and that's kind of a little bit of a test of a shipyard, isn't it? The attention they've shown to the crew. So let's take a look. Maybe
pleasure.
first of all with the bridge.
Okay, let's go. From the Sky Lounge, we access the pantry.
And this is where we get to the crew area, isn't it?
Yes, the service place, but you still have a day head, that level. You have actually a day head in the Sky Lounge level, and also on the main deck level.
I actually prefer to have the day head a little bit concealed like that. So basically you'd come from the Sky Lounge to use the day head, you close this behind you.
Yeah, it's a very much more
Bit of extra privacy.
Indeed, indeed.
And what is this? Is this
The dam wetter that actually leads, that will serve the dishes from the galley, which is just down below.
Yeah, so from the galley here, you've got your butler's pantry, you've got the bar top to get all the prep done.
It's really actually designed to prepare for a serious dinner or serious, eventually, parties.
Yeah. By the way, how many crew are on the yacht?
Well, the boat can take up to 9 crew,
Yeah.
and but you can run the vessels with 7, 8, it's depending if you're running private or commercial. She is commercially registered, but it's a question of how you want to run it.
Now the bridge.
Yes, now we are getting into the bridge. All updated equipment, foot like this. Nothing really to say that is not updated. Everything is perfectly in order, and obviously all the regulations are respected, class, certification,
People
everything.
always want to know about the stabilizers.
Well, we have the quantum stabilizers, 0 speed. So the people who may not be very familiar with it, it means that when we are at anchor, the fins around the side of the vessels will keep the vessel stable. And this is what it is called 0 speed stabilizers. When the vessel has no speed, the vessel can be still stabilized.
And again, when we talk about quality yacht building, a big part of that is not choosing the cheapest manufacturers, but choosing the best. And Quantum are one of the best.
Is one of the best, and the one that actually can obviously take, because stabilization and is not only at anchor, is also when the vessel is cruising, and sometimes we can meet nasty weather. So you need to be sure that your equipment can take and face the bad weather.
Yeah, and actually not just for the efficiency, but also for the noise. You don't want stabilizers which are
Squeak and for sure not. No. Here, as you can see throughout these vessels, we have not heard a thing. So everything works well.
And something that surprised me when you and I looked around the first time was, considering this was born as a 39 metre and we're in the area of the yacht that's unchanged, they've still managed to put the captain's cabin behind the bridge.
It was a big 39, so it's basically perhaps misguiding people to. She's really a 43 meter. I mean, I think we should forget about the 39 SL. It's a 43 Feadship. The captain cabin is huge.
It really is.
The guest cabin are massive. The master cabin is large. Sky Lounge, saloon. Yes, you have a volume of. We have 460 GT, but in reality, if we consider the deck spaces, you feel of being on a close to 500, 550 GT.
Now from here we can access the galley, but before we do that, I really wanted to take a look at the bow, because there's a few interesting features there. Wing station.
Obviously wing station.
Both sides.
Sunny pad, and another area where you can actually seat in a peak in front.
All right at the bow, yeah, that's
Yeah.
nice. Do people use that, do you think?
A little bit, yes, I would say, when they want to read a book and be spending sometimes away from the friends a bit. Yeah,
Maybe a private telephone call.
yeah, maybe, perhaps, yes,
Not a
perhaps,
bad
but
place
it's
to
nice.
take it. But also, I noticed that there's an unusual davit system there for. I take it that's the man overboard tender.
Correct. The safety tender, which is required by class and by regulations for the vessel being MCA compliant and commercially registered, needs to have a rescue tender. That is how it is called. And the crane is an electrical crane, and that also put the rescue tender in the water, and also will launch the wave runner, the jet ski there.
Yeah. And that's something that's important to mention, I think, from the perspective of the sale of the yacht, is that she's commercially registered because she's on the charter market too.
Yes, that she could charter, obviously, as the layout you have seen, and that vessel will be and is actually right now available for charter as well, and has a very desirable layout. So that vessel is very easy to charter. And the owner basically uses the vessels himself, and then he keeps time for him. But if someone wanted to, I would say, charter the vessel more, that would be very easy to do.
Yeah. And I thought that was a really important point, that it's not one of those owners that wants to squeeze every last day out of the charter market.
No.
Because he rather enjoys coming down
It
to
will
the yacht
squeeze the
himself.
time for him.
And one of the great things about that is I know from experience how frustrating it is when you have somebody who wants to view the yacht, but they can't because it's on charter. With this yacht, it's more easy to arrange.
He's very
viewings.
proud of his boat, so he would be very happy to show it to potential clients. And then you need to really come on board the Go to understand what it's all about, and this layout and this particular feel that we just experienced with the inside, outside. And he would be very happy to welcome guests on board.
Now, my favourite part, or I should say, the part of the yacht which generates the most pleasure for me is the galley. So let's take a look at the
Let's
galley.
have a look. We're now getting into what you told me you like the most, the galley.
Absolutely, and I can already see the dumbwaiter.
Yes,
here.
as we saw before, we have the big fridges, sink and operation, a dishwasher, and a professionally designed galley. It's actually meant to be worked for commercial use and obviously private use, but you can see stainless steel, serious kit.
Yeah, very, very nice. And realistically, when the owner's on board or charter guests, how long do you think they can comfortably stay on board a yacht like this?
Well, as long as you have provisioning, there's no limit. A vessel like this easily can take a guest for 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, a month. The limitation will always be the waste. So you have to reach the places to be able to dispose of your waste and obviously refuel. But as long as you can manage this, there is no limit.
Yeah. And actually, I think more and more people enjoy staying at anchor.
Yes, the anchor, particularly on a vessel like this, because it's designed to be used also remotely. It's not a vessel that is designed to go in the harbor every night. Obviously you can, but it's meant to be used also at anchor. Yeah. And this is why the generator that we have now running are very silent. Yeah. We cannot hear them, and it's meant to be used 24 hours a day. The generator are running, and easy to maintain, easy to operate, and obviously a very soundproof
In fact, when you were talking about this earlier to me, it struck me for people who want to buy a yacht to cruise the world, this is the yacht, isn't it?
Yes, actually, you don't need to buy this expedition-ish sort of vessel. Why not? But this vessel has everything you need to go. A lot of storage, obviously, beautiful design, very excellent hull, very good shape. It's a boat built and designed to take any sort of seas, and has the tenders large enough, has the crew enough. And then obviously all the deck spaces that you have to actually be able to enjoy. You can enjoy that vessels in any sort of destination. Australia's, you can go to South America, you can go to Asia. Yeah. That boat can do it.
It's comfortable in Saint-Tropez as it is anywhere else in the world, really.
Absolutely. And then you can enjoy any different cuisine from each places, which I'm sure you
That's
will
what I want to do. That's what I want to do. Now, let's take a look at where the crew live, the crew quarters.
So now from these stairs, we reach the crew area. Very important on a yacht. And I have to say, the Feadship always look after their crew quarter very, very well. They know that these boats are meant to go cruising long distances for a long time, and they know that the crew needs space. And we have here a very good crew mess. Yeah. And we have 3 cabins. We have a proper laundry, So, and basically on the vessel, there's 5 cabins, 3 cabins here, 1 on the Lazarette, and one
Plus the
and the
captain's.
plus the captain cabin on the bridge.
Nice on a yacht of this size as well to have a dedicated laundry area.
Yes, this is another feature which is very, very good for the crew because they have their own spaces. They can actually do their laundry, not disturbing the guests, but they also have the ability to be doing it on their own, and that's very, very good. And also the laundry is not mixed with the cabin, so when the crew needs to have a rest, because they need to rest, their cabins is very well soundproof and I would say sheltered from the rest of the operation.
Yeah, and we actually had our lunch here, didn't we?
Yes,
which was amazing, by the way.
Amazing,
But
yeah.
5 of us around the table, comfortable, plenty of elbow room to eat. And I guess there's never a time, or rarely a time, when all of the crew are down here together. So they distribute their time accordingly.
It technically can't, because a boat like this, you're always going to have people in duty and people off duty. But when the boat is on a harbor, if there's no watch, you could. But usually there's always, I would say, 4 down, 3 up, and
Yeah, that's right. And really easy for the chef to bring the food down. So,
Very easy.
He was using this as kind of a service point.
Absolutely.
It was very good. Now, the other crew cabin is the engineer's cabin.
Yes.
Which is in the transom.
correct.
We've devised a very clever way to get from one part of the yacht to
I heard about it.
So after
Should I get ready?
I'll count to 3 and you have to click your fingers. 1,
All right.
2, 3.
Oh,
How was
that was good. I mean,
How's your stomach?
pretty okay. It's good.
Yeah.
That was
First
fast
time?
travel. First time.
So here, obviously, we have the swim platform,
Yeah.
which is very nice. But this is a functional area of the boat, isn't it?
Yeah, so actually the platforms is a lot used by guests. It's actually extend again the main deck aft because you have a very easy access. It's for kids, for eventually elderly people. Everything is absolutely well designed, and we have a beautiful, I would say, platform, and it's pretty wide and large.
I've never seen that done before.
It is very well done. It's actually
really
very smart.
Yeah.
And you have a direct access to your garage, as you rightly say, which has all the toys you can think of.
It's
in
like the garage at your home, isn't it? With things put in there for storage, easy access.
Yes, a man's dream, because you name it, you have it in here, this garage.
Let's take a look.
Sure.
Now, David, you got very excited a moment ago with this drainage.
Oh,
Can you explain what's so amazing about
Well,
this?
when you build a boat, and when Feadship builds a boat, they build a ship. They know exactly how vessels will operate. This it sounds a little bit normal and logical, but this is a big stainless steel drainage. So basically, if in case you have an overflow from a wave and everything, that water will come here, will go right here into the drainage in stainless steel, so it doesn't rust, and it will be pumped out. So this area, this garage, will always stay dry.
Yeah.
Very
One of
clever.
the great things with Feadship is everybody's concerned about safety and security, of course, but they kind of go the extra mile. If there's
Yes.
any doubts, they err on the side of safety and security.
That makes sometimes a little bit complicated to talk to them because they will say no often. Because we say, can I do this? No, we have to do it better. And then this is where it's all about Feadship. Yeah, indeed.
Now let's take a look at some of the things that they've got stored away.
Well, there's a lot. I mean, you have sea bobs, you have a little pyramid you can climb into, you have a little trampolines, you have paddles, ski, wakeboard, dive gears, compressor. The owner is into sport, water sports a lot, so there is no limit to what you can get, basically.
How big is the tender that you can put in?
6.3 meter.
That's a good size tender.
Exactly. There is a big size tender, and then the garage is right here behind us.
Now I know that through there we have additional laundry equipment. Is that right?
Yes, as the owner intention was to do extended cruise with the vessel, that he has added extra laundry and extra spaces. This is a use of space for extra storage. Again, on a good boat, you can actually tell a good boat by the capacity of the storage of the vessels for waste and for also storage of toys or what have you. It's very
Actually,
important.
if you are cruising the world and you've got a crew of potentially 9, but even 8, and a family of 5 or 6, that's a lot of people to be keeping their clothes clean for, isn't it?
Indeed.
Your laundry is going to be in full-time use.
Yeah. It's like, imagine a house, right? A full house. I mean, this is what this vessel is all about. It's not nothing different, and you need places to clean, dry, store, and it's not only used on a weekend, on a week, where you can eventually rely on the shore services. This vessel is self-sufficient. Everything will be done on board.
Now, talking about shore services, I know that through that door we have the shore power converter. Can you explain,
Well,
for those that don't know, what that is?
the shore power converter allows you to actually, if you plug the vessels into a different area, that one we will actually be able to go, like in Europe, a 50 cycle. For people who may not know, the vessels, European vessels, we operate on 50 cycle, 50 hertz. And in America, the vessels operate on 60 hertz. This equipment allows you to plug in America, and the vessel will be still able to get the same quality of energy distributed to all the machinery, whether there is in America and the 60 periods, 60 hertz, or whether it is in Europe, 50 period, 50 hertz. That's
So
it.
it's
So
proper world cruising.
it is a proper world cruising vessel.
And we mentioned as well that there's an extra cabin here, which is through there. We won't
Yes,
disturb the engineer right now, but there's an engineer's cabin through there.
indeed, yeah.
And how close can you be to work? Because through here.
No commuting time here.
So tell me about the engines.
They are the 2000s MTU series. They are the D-rated ones, so they are the same blocks that you will see on faster vessels, but these blocks are built to go actually be used on displacement vessels, so they are unbreakable, very reliable engine. And the vessel has a capacity, a range of 3,000, more than actually 3,000 miles. So it says on the safe side, I would say 3,000, but the vessel can do more. So easily the crossing of Atlantic. So all the engine room is designed that you can operate, the engineer can operate and maintain the engines, the generator, the stabilizers. It's designed for it.
Like you said earlier, it's a ship design with an engineer's room where you can observe what's going on, D-rated engines.
It is how Feadship usually design their vessel, but this one in particularly was thought as a ship, a small ship that could go everywhere, from Saint-Tropez to in Senequier, as to the actually to go to Sydney, for instance, or eventually to Antigua or in the Caribbean, everywhere. The hull, the engines, the setup, the engineering is made for that.
So in recent years, Feadship have been building some pretty big yachts.
Indeed, yeah.
You were saying to me earlier that they are still prepared to build something of a smaller size.
Yeah, they are custom builders. So they told me that they will be okay. They will welcome the smaller size vessels. I mean, smaller in all respect, 45, 40 meters. But actually, to do the same boat and go, you would probably need 3 to 4 years actually to achieve that quality. Today, it will be, I would say, an interesting budget.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about budget for a moment, because this is 460 something.
460 GT.
So if you were to go to Feadship, I mean, first of all, you'd need the design time.
Yeah, the engineering time, design time, and then obviously you have to start putting you have to find the slot, and you have to make sure that the boat is, the materials is also to find the materials, finding the teak, finding the engine, etc.
And if you and I had to put a ballpark figure on it,
Oh la
what do
la
you
la
think?
la. So we are filmed, so I have to be very careful. But I can say without too much risk, saying that today in Holland they are building in the 70 to 85,000 per GT. Or euros, a little bit there. You can go in certain cases 100,000 euros per GT, depending on the finish you want. 460 GT, that gives you a bit of an idea of what sort of prices you will actually.
So somewhere between 40 and 50 million, closer to the 50
Yes.
most likely.
Yes.
So that's why I started the video saying what an exciting yacht this is to film, because to find one that's available now that presents, like I said earlier, you could bring this to the Monaco Yacht Show and tell people it's a brand new yacht.
Absolutely.
That's how well it presents.
Yes.
And for a fraction of the cost.
And a fraction of the cost for a vessel that has now, I would say, all the debugs, because the vessel is ready to go. There's actually nothing to do with it. The owner has thought of this vessel so well. It's been lived so much that this vessel has all what an owner will want to actually get on a yacht. These huge external decks, this access from the inside to the outside, these beautiful platforms, alfresco dining, which is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I would say that at the price that today is it's amazingly low compared to what a similar vessel will cost to build new.
And then people occasionally on the YouTube videos, they'll say, what is the price? What is it? We always put the price in the description. So take a look in the description of the video to see the price on the yacht. But let's say that somebody watches the video, they know what Feadship are like. They didn't know this was on the market, which is unlikely, by the way, because your marketing's amazing. But But if they want more details, if they want to just move forward, what should they do?
Well, I mean, you're probably going to have my contact in this on these
Yep.
videos. They just have to send me an email or contact me on my phone, and they will have all the information they need and to organize an inspection with pleasure.
And realistically, time frame, if somebody's got all of their ducks in a row, how
Well,
quickly could they be on board?
I mean, from the time they expect the vessels and the decision is made to buy the vessel, literally a month and a half. I mean, a month, because a survey, you know, when you buy your vessels, you go through the process of a sea trial, you test the vessel, then you bring a surveyor that will actually check the vessel, and that could take 2 to 3 weeks. And then the process of the paperwork will take 1 to 2 weeks. So a month, a big month. But that vessel will come out of the survey so clean that there was not much to say.
So you could be on that spot in Saint-Tropez by mid-June comfortably.
Comfortably.
Right, thanks, David.
Thank you very much, David.